today's group of Speedpaints, because it's more than one, is going to be making my friends' Minecraft skins into actual drawn out and interpretable characters. Basically, it's just gonna be like I make my friends' skins look a bit more than just like a few pixels. So there's gonna be a lot to cover in this video, and I'm doing this like while I'm on finals week, so it's just great. I guess let me go over like the lore behind this stuff. A really long time ago, like the start of the school year, I decided to finally get a Discord because my friend wanted me to, and the people there were really into the Dream SMP, and that was one of the things that they wanted to do, was make an SMP that was basically for our friend group that was kind of based off of the Dream SMP, but also kind of not. In a way, it's like after the first war that they had, or maybe not the first war, but like the war for like the one that was essentially like the Hamilton musical, like they were fighting for their revolution and freedom and stuff like that, but then nothing after that, like there's no presidential election or anything like that after that. I forgot what it was called, the Manberg War, I'm not too sure. Anyways, it was going to be after that, and they thought that the entire story was done, but then they found out that there's more to the story, and they found out more perspectives and whatnot, and like they're putting a lot of work into the story, a lot more work than should be put into anything that's just going to be personal. So I honestly think that they're going to try to make it like an internet thing. Like if it's not going to blow up, then it'll at least be for us to look back on and be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like we put a lot of effort into this. Like it's really cool. I had this catalyst moment where I was just like, I wanted to draw everyone's Minecraft skins as actual characters and line them up together because I thought that would be cool. And I told my friend that, and she was like, hey, I'm gonna relay the message to the rest of the people. And she did, and it made this whole dominoes effect thing where everyone was sending in their Minecraft skins, and now I've got a whole bunch of them. Only one of them is not included in this video because he didn't finish his, but yeah. First one is my character, and basically I already had an idea for what I wanted to do for the Minecraft things. The main thing was because like we have roles that are like based off of the characters in the Dream SMP, and they made me Skeppy because like it just made more sense, I guess. I wanted to make everyone something that was in between. It would be what we would look like, or like what, yeah, it'd just be us in cosplay, but very much like inspired by how we dress. And I ended up really liking the design, and I decided to take it into an actual Minecraft skin. So the idea is that she's an orphan in a town that has a lot of orphans. Like they have a really big problem with women getting pregnant and not wanting a child, but like not being able to get an abortion, and so like when they have their child, they just kind of abandon them on the street. And so there's an orphan problem because they don't have like an orphanage. They never had the money for an orphanage. It's kind of like a poor town. They started stealing stuff, and it got like this whole Oliver Twist thing to it. So now they have this orphan problem that's also like they're stealing stuff. Her town is very like inspired by Technoblade. She grew up with all this violence and anarchy, but when she got older, my character's name is Wolf, by the way, they kind of have like this gang, like the orphans have turned into like a street gang. But when she grew older, she found out the reason why the town is so obsessed with Technoblade's POV and like point of view and his stories and stuff is because he's anti-orphans, and they have an orphan problem. The town idolizes this man because they don't like the orphans. The orphans are stealing their stuff. They don't have like anything to support these kids, so she just leaves. Okay, so I originally drew this picture like in late December of 2020 because I wanted to get it out for the 2020 Rewind video, and it was essentially just that I could put it into an outro. But I decided, because it looked better when lining it up with the other characters and the other drawings that I did, I went back in and I put more detail on it. So I like added shading and better hair highlights. And also between the time that I drew the line art for this one and also added on like the shading and stuff, my computer changed. Like my computer got upgraded when I re-downloaded Fire Alpaca. Literally there was so much stuff that I had to get used to. I'm still getting used to some of that stuff. One of the biggest things that I wish I had known with my previous version of Fire Alpaca, especially if it like had this option, is like to clip a layer to another layer so that coloring line art could be so much more easier that way. Coloring and shading everything else could be so much more easier. I wouldn't have to use the wand select tool for every little thing. chapter is by the person who's essentially in charge, who came up with the dream of making this SMP a thing. She's also the person who kind of controls. I'm having trouble with the line art here. I had trouble with like coloring the line art. She's also the one who kind of like controls the friend group. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. The nice thing about this one though is that she's also an artist, and she made a sketch that was really detailed and really good. And like you could see her character clearly. I could see the character's design very, very clearly. There were some things I had to kind of like go off of because the drawing that she had made was in black and white, so there was no color whatsoever. It was just black, white, and gray. It really doesn't go well, but she did post a half-finished Minecraft skin that did not have any head into the chat that I basically used for the colors to the best of my ability, but it did not have a head and it did not have any eye color, so I just went with purple. Looking at her art really helped me like get better at drawing some flowers, because I'm probably gonna put it up on like the screen or something, but if you see, her iPad is literally like as close to the real thing as possible, like as close to her sketch as possible, because it was so detailed and it looks so beautiful. Like she is a florist in the SMP. I wanted to line the characters up, but because of the way that I drew this character in particular, she's gonna be like the furthest from the camera, because the way that she stands and everything like that, like it's very far. You can see her feet, and she's actually quite small compared to like the canvas size. So putting her next to all of the other characters made me realize that she has to be the furthest, or like at least one of the furthest from the camera, so that it doesn't look weird and she doesn't look short or skinny or like weirdly small, and other characters don't look weirdly big, which is actually a problem with one of the upcoming characters. It was just an issue with like having to draw these all and then not being able to compare them until later. I don't know how exactly to fix that, so it's not fixed. I think her character was really fun to draw just because it had such a clear and concise character art. Like I could actually make out a character because she was able to provide me with a design. Also, I don't know what it was, but I was going crazy with the shading. I think because I found out that the blur was so much worse in the new version. Next one, I don't actually know the name of. The other one, she was talking about like giving her a flower name like hibiscus or lotus or something like this. This girl, however, I don't really know a name. All I know is a little bit of her character, and she's the person who created this is the person who's putting so much effort into the story. She's a writer, honestly. Like, I'd be really disappointed if she did not become a writer, but yeah, so she's the one who's writing out the entire story and coming up with all the cool ideas, and basically her character is, from my understanding and my remembering of what her character was she was an ex-princess. She used to be a princess like when she was really little, but then like the hierarchy was overthrown and she got kicked out of the palace, and basically she really misses being a princess, I think. I don't know, like being like a princess and stuff. And so it was just like, I don't remember anything about like what her character did to get to the area. I think it was just like wandering. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. I have a lot of stuff on her, but I don't remember anything. To be fair, I don't remember anything about like some of the other characters either. I obviously know more about my character than these other people's characters. Anyways, hers was really easy to get the colors for because like she had an original design for her Minecraft skin. Like she had an original Minecraft skin, and then she had made a new one for like specifically for the SMP. And she sent it in, and it was actually really detailed and probably like one of the most fun designs that I've ever drawn, because of like she's got the brown corset. I didn't really know what that was. Like she sent the base for it and I didn't know what that was, but then she also had like this strange white undershirt kind of. And so I really like how I interpreted that, but I'm not too sure if it would be accurate to what she thinks it is. And I also really had a lot of fun making her like overall dress, because it's like one of those overalls that also doubles as like a skirt. Like it's not like just pants, it's just like a skirt, and I really enjoy using that like bleeding watercolor tool to define like velvety things. I discovered it when I was making that animatic at the beginning of the year, the Be Free animatic. I discovered it and I really liked it, and I thought, you know what, I'm using this for all velvety substances, velvety textures like fabric, and I did, and it's pretty cool. And I have no other words for this other than the glasses were fun to draw. Just still like that. Okay, this one gave me the worst trying to figure out her line art, because when I drew her, like my original drawing of her I didn't really like, but then this one I liked more. And this is actually my friend when she joined the SMP was, or not the SMP, what the we don't even have an SMP. When she joined the Discord, she was given the role of like bad boy Halo because like she was innocent, I guess, and that was like the only thing that we knew about him until we started getting more into the fandom, and that's why they made me Skeppy, because like I'm her best friend, like bro, okay. But yeah, I think she had an idea of how she wanted her Minecraft character to look way before any of the others did. I had a really hard time with the potions on her belt, making them look nice, I guess. And I also had a really big problem with trying to configure her head space because it was too much of like an egg shape, but also like the facial features were weird. I don't know how to describe that. But she ended up being like one of the biggest characters in comparison to all the other characters. Like she was drawn on a way bigger scale, which means that she has to be closer to the camera than all the other characters. Unless I find out a way to properly resize them and stuff. I kind of wish that I redid hers, or like could do hers again, because I don't know, I just don't really like how it turned out. But I feel like if I redid hers, I wouldn't be able to do it as well. I really liked doing like the hair and the skin, and like the liner is all colored, and it kind of, she has koala ears, and then she has like this thing at the back that's like an eye. I can't think of anything for this girl. Like, oh, okay. So she's a potion seller, and the only thing that I really know about her character, other than that she's like selling potions, is that she's gonna be mainly neutral, and also came from a very privileged family, basically. So she was kind of like a brat until she got out into the real world, and like, you know the entire story, right? I really liked coloring a lot of, like, what I was getting to before was I really enjoyed shading this one, and I really enjoyed like the colors, specifically like the colors were probably the most fun to shade. I just wish I did the line art a little bit better. It was an experience to work with like a different type of line art, or like a lighter line art color for the hair, and then also like a really light skin tone that was just inhuman looking. And I also tried doing that thing where you darken out one limb that's like behind the entire body. Those are all of the Minecraft skins that I turned into actual characters. Those are all of the backstories that they have. Those are all of like the general personalities. Don't mind me, just an insane person talking to herself, you know? I think that's it.